Hello, greetings. I'm back again with another video. I know it's been a while, but on this series, I'm going to be focusing on the root chakra and how to open your root chakra. So the last video I had was pretty much how to raise your vibration. And part of raising your vibration is starting with aligning your chakras. So your chakras are energy points in your body that there's a lot more chakras around you and everything, but the main 7 are the ones you hear people talking about the most. The root chakra being at the base of your spine or pelvis, and then you move up a little bit to your navel, and that's your sacral chakra. And above your navel, where your adrenal glands are, is your solar plexus chakra. Then your heart is your heart chakra. Your throat is your throat chakra, obviously. Then right between your brows, your eyebrows, there's the third eye chakra, which is connected directly to your pineal gland and the base of your brain, pretty much in between both hemispheres. It's pretty much where the unification of the right brain thinking and left brain thinking kind of combines, as well as the masculine and feminine sides of our minds and consciousness combines. And then you have your crown chakra right at the base of your head, or not the base of your head, the crown of your head. And that is pretty much where people say like your silver line is that keeps you connected to your body. So people hear like, the third eye chakra, and just like me when I was younger, like maybe in like high school when I first got into spirituality, I directly tried to like go straight to the third eye and try to open my third eye, which isn't bad per se, but it's not the best because you have to have a strong foundation, because a lot of stuff that you may come into knowledge to once you open your third eye, if you're not grounded in your root chakra and the rest of your chakras, it might scare some people. It just depends on the person, of course. But one of the main things, like the root chakra, is associated with red. So if you watch my live, I had a live where I was painting and everything, and I explained a little bit of the root chakra already. But it's at the base of your spine and connected to security, your basic needs, grounding, connecting to family, and your tribal consciousness. So, of course, there's the global consciousness, but there's also tribal consciousness, which comes with your lineage and your ancestors and things like that. So how connected you are to that part of your life, or the spiritual parts of your life, can be kind of based on your root chakra. So some of the ways you can kind of get into opening your root chakra is assessing, pretty much just seeing if you need that chakra to be open, which everyone kind of knows, but how much work to kind of like go off of from the beginning, basically. So with your root chakra, kind of think about how secure you are financially, how grounded you are and connected to the earth you are, how much you trust the earth and the patterns that you see around earth. Like everything comes in patterns, like the moon cycles are in patterns, the harvest cycles are in patterns if you grow food at all, and things like that. So connecting yourself to that type of things, and pretty much thinking in an abundance mindset, because when you live in scarcity, it's always kind of like I have to have the most, I have to have this much, or I have to have more than this person because there's not enough to go around. There's an abundance of things to go around. And like they print new money every day. You just have to go get it. So that's where I feel like a lot of society is kind of like not grounded, but also not secure financially, of course, with the economy being what it is right now. And then just in general with the state of the world, a lot of people are anxious about whether, they should pay these bills, or how to get another, like do they get another job, or, not getting into stocks early enough and things like that. Like I just got into stocks, so I wish I would have gotten into stocks when I was like 18 and learning about them and teaching myself about them, but I didn't apply the actual action until like recently. So one way you can kind of connect to this after you kind of reflect on parts of your life that doesn't reflect like a healthy root chakra is to meditate. You can meditate and kind of like breathe into kind of like the perineum part of your body, like right between your butt and your genitals is called the perineum. So breathing into that part of your body while meditating can kind of open up the root chakra and the energies that flow there, which will in turn help physically as well too. But another way to kind of connect to that chakra is placing like one hand on your heart and one hand on your pelvis while you're meditating. and focus on kind of like asking your root chakra what it needs and like that part of your life, and kind of like anything that needs to be done in your basic life, like your basic needs and kind of survival and things like that. You'll kind of receive the answers eventually once you kind of tap in and listen. So you can also end the meditation by grounding, like putting your feet into just grass, and then like just how the same way you have a like a plug with the third prong on it. It's called the grounder prong. It sends extra unnecessary energy straight into the ground underneath your house, so that you don't have like a power surge that damages your electronics. Our bodies work the same way because we have our own electromagnetic field, which is our aura, but we also have electricity that just powers everything. Like your neurons are, powered by electrical impulses, and then your neurotransmitters are powered by electrical impulses, and then the food we eat converts itself into ATP through the Kelvin cycle and your mitochondria and things like that, and digestion in general. So there's a lot of electricity in our bodies, and then we have screens like what I'm talking about right now, but our phones that we're always with, and all of that can kind of add to the extra energy that's on us and cause stuff like cancers or diseases that can just be fixed by a natural purge lifestyle from that. But small steps is what counts too. So going outside without your phone or anything, like maybe in your backyard. If you don't have a backyard, you're in an apartment complex, go to a secluded little area at a park or something like that where it's safe to do so. Take your shoes off and then just let your body kind of release all that extra energy into the ground, and then you'll feel complete. If you're tapped into kind of receiving the feelings of energies and kind of being aware of subtle energies around you, you'll feel completely different. You can also do this by just eating a handful of blueberries, because it counteracts free radicals in your body. So another way, you could meditate with crystals or ground yourself with crystals and things like that, like ruby, garnet, black tourmaline, bloodstone, hematite, obsidian, onyx, red jasper, lodestone, smoky quartz, and final gate. If you aren't familiar with what to do with crystals, I would say you can buy them from any crystal shop. Really, a lot of them have the same crystals you can get from Amazon, cheaper. As someone that has worked for crystal shops, I would say kind of try to get it from a trusted source where it's mined locally, probably. I know Georgia has a lot of mines, North Carolina, and if you can't, it's it's whatever. It's all about the intention you put on them regardless. So if you get something from the crystal shop and they just got it from Amazon, as long as you put the right intention onto it, you're fine. But one way to clean your crystals is by smudging them with sage, kind of cleaning all that energy off. Usually when I buy crystals, I get them from the crystal shop. Usually take a picture of the little card that says what it's for or something like that, unless I just know exactly what I'm getting it for. For instance, my root chakra. Get it home, then you smudge it, get all that energy off of it from it being in a store and touched by everybody, plus employees and stuff like that. So you clean it with the sage, and then you set an intention that you want that crystal to help you connect to your root chakra. And then you can also bathe your crystals in sunlight or moonlight, and it depends. Sunlight depends on some of the crystals, because some quartz get kind of bleached or washed by sunlight. So you don't want to do that if you want to keep them vibrant with the color that they came with, pretty much. But you can also do it by running water over them. This again depends on the crystal, because desert rose will kind of deteriorate in water, and then especially salt water. Some are depending on the hardness, they can take salt water, and some that are softer crystals. Not really soft literally, but kind of softer to erode. It doesn't take too much to erode them. Salt water would probably kind of erode them a little faster. So you can dip those types of crystals in probably fresh water, out by a lake. I try to only run natural water onto my crystals. If I do bathe them in water, I'll just kind of take them to a park with me and just run them through the little edge of the pond or something like that. But yes, also essential oils, like you can anoint yourself with them. You can put them in a diffuser and have that, going while you're meditating or just throughout your house in general. Essential oils like myrrh, vegetar, sandalwood, patchouli, spikenard, and always remember when you're using essential oils to add like maybe about 6 drops to a carrier oil like grapeseed oil or jojoba oil, because essential oils can sometimes be strong enough to cause allergic reactions or like irritations and inflammation with your skin. Some other tips I would say with opening your root chakra is like eating root types of foods like ginger. Also putting your feet in the soil, like I said earlier, grounding yourself. Wearing red types kind of helps you sometimes if you're a person that like has to be reminded, because it's all about being mindful, like what you're trying to be working on. So that's working on thinking abundantly. It's working on not being as financially insecure or just insecure in general, being at home in your body, and then having your basic needs met, or just trusting that your basic needs will be met. So that is pretty much it. And if you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comment section below, or you can DM them, doesn't matter. And I'll probably have the next one being our sacral chakra, which is the one right at your belly button, which is kind of connected right to your root chakra in a way too. So I'll see y'all next time.